It's almost painful to see how much RuneScape holiday events have changed over the years, and it makes me cringe to see Jagex piss off the players more than they need to with some of these updates. In this video we're going to talk about recent events, so whenever you're ready, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Holiday events are time-limited events around public holidays of the Western world, such as Easter, Halloween, and Christmas. I'd say that these events are something players look forward to every single year, or at least used to look forward to in the past. I personally have many memorable experiences from past holiday events. Unfortunately, Jagex missed the mark with the most recent Halloween event for a variety of different reasons, which I do intend to discuss. First and foremost, the event itself had issues. Pumpkin parties, as they were called, were literally incompletable due to their short duration and high completion requirements, which has now thankfully been fixed. Party pumpkins, part of the hourly event, are extremely hard to spot, at least in busy worlds, something which still needs to be fixed by either making them larger or adding a loot beam or something to these pumpkins, in addition to a minimap icon of sorts, because I literally cannot see anything with all these particles and colored outfits flying around on my screen. Halloween oddments, also known as hodments, a MTX related currency released in 2021, were so rare that no Iron Man player could reasonably collect a normal amount to buy some of the older Halloween related rewards in the hodment store. For normal players, this was less of an issue as they could convert their daily keys into this currency, but it was still an issue nevertheless. Now, Jagex did do something about it by providing players with a one-time 1000 hodment buff upon logging in, and changing pumpkins to guarantee 25 hodments per pumpkin smash. Despite the hodment rate buffs and reward price reductions, you'd still have to grind dozens and dozens of hours to guarantee yourself a single new ability override. You'd either have to get very lucky or buy treasure hunter keys to get lucky again, or just buy it outright using GP. Perhaps Jagex was hoping you'd buy this mobile-only pack, which I'm not sure if this pack released with the event, but our mobile players are able to buy a pack that seems to be insane value because things like keys are so ridiculously expensive when not on sale. Marketing 101. Now, I've seen many players talk about this pack because it's such good value and, of course, also buy it. Different reasons were mentioned. Some people wanted to get more bonus experience, other people simply wanted to make money by selling these new items, which you could just, I don't know, you could just buy bonds instead if you really want to buy GP. Legitimately, that is. I never understood this. This happened with the Green Santa as well. People were like buying keys to gamble with the Green Santa hats because you could get multiple in a key or something. Instead, it would have been easier for them to buy bonds and then just buy the Santa hat outright, but people bought keys instead. I don't know how that keeps happening, but it does keep happening. Anyways, the event didn't seem like it was made to be fun at all, and instead seemed to be a means to farm player engagement and revenue, of course, due to the long grinds. As it currently stands, the main event is active for 5 minutes or less every single hour, meaning you kind of need to keep an eye on the clock to partake in it. The event, while funky, feels like a drag after doing it a handful of times, also for reasons mentioned before. It kind of feels like a distraction and diversion you do every hour, a few times per day, but far less rewarding. That 10-second ritual you help Pumpkin Pete is, yes, by definition, a daily. Why is this a problem? It's just an event, it's, 15 seconds, you don't really get that many rewards. Yes, you're right. But less than 2 months ago, Jagex mentioned wanting to reduce daily scape with a system that ironically increased daily scape, and despite them saying that they've learned and want to work with the community around these things, they seem to intentionally forget what players have told them again and again. And it's frustrating, it really is. Now, that Pumpkin Pete ritual is a minor thing. Dare I say, not part of the reason this event was received so awfully, but it is part of the bigger picture. Jagex has said they want to reduce daily scape and instead seem to be increasing daily scape with so many updates. What point could such a forgettable feature as the Pumpkin Pete ritual have? Its only purpose seems to be to increase player engagement. A couple of different decisions early on in the design of this event, and Jagex could have avoided most, if not all, backlash. There were fantastic rewards. There are fantastic rewards, I mean, with the exception of those Fort for free customizations. I'm completely fine with Jagex selling Fort for free customizations, but not holiday-themed trees, which should literally be all around Gielinor. Look at these older events. Trees were Halloween-themed. Where are they now? There's no need for this not to be a standard feature around Halloween. Jagex is a business and needs to make money, and they're doing exactly that, but some things shouldn't be monetized to a point where the initial design gets altered to improve profitability. Why do it around a light-hearted holiday event? Jagex is like a cafe that just served you a burnt steak. You leave a complaint and the cook tries to get your steak done right. The cook adjusts him or herself just once, but continues to ruin the food and serve it to other people that don't have the nerve to complain and just eat it up. Now, if it was terrible all the time, the cafe might have been featured on Kitchen Nightmares, but it does have some good cooks that are able to cook a decent meal, which is why it doesn't go bankrupt. In this odd analogy, the players are the customers, Jagex is the cafe, and the cooks cooking a decent meal are the fantastic updates we get from some of the J-mods that keep us around or coming back. Now, Jagex has it in them to create good, fun, and engaging events. There have been recent examples of events done right. Some of these events have even become permanent content like the Violet is Blue quest series, as to not have wasted all that dev time on these updates. Just looking at holiday events, I'm personally a big fan of short, let's say 10 to 30 minute long holiday themed quests that guarantee you all the new goodies after completion and are available to all players. That includes free to play. If the event or quest requires a lot of development resources, you can make sure it isn't wasted by making the event a permanent bit of content. You could potentially add some kind of extension to this event that takes longer, but only to obtain all the cosmetics that players might have missed out on. This could be an AFK gathering activity. Runescape is already a massive grind fest, and there's no need to introduce grindy, unfun, and MTX related events during the holidays. These events are all too common nowadays and go beyond just the holidays. Think Novemberfest or the Spring Fair in the Lumbridge Crater. Based on a poll with thousands of votes, it seems that around 50% of you, excluding the see result option, enjoy quest related events. Around 20% of you mention liking Lumbridge Crater events most, which I'm probably going to say is just because people like AFK Dungeoneering in the whole. But to be fair, the beach is a cool event. Surprisingly, a sizable portion of you do seem to enjoy the grindy MTX related events, which involve gathering currencies, which can also be obtained through Treasure Hunter. Perhaps because it doesn't interrupt your gameplay. I don't know. Be sure to let me know down in the comments below. While not an option, I can guarantee you that if I included this year's Halloween event as part of the options, very little players would pick that as their preferred event style. RuneScape needs to release more things that people talk about in a positive light, because if there's another MTX blunder following November's boss update, it isn't going to be looking too good for the future of the game. I hope you enjoyed listening to my thoughts on recent events in this video. If you did, don't forget to drop a like and perhaps share your own thoughts in the comments down below. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.